This is Eagle Al. We're going to break down this interview with Bryce Huff and this 49er YouTuber. And they got to a segment about the Eagles. We're going to talk about it and what happened in Philadelphia. Why didn't he fit? Why did he want to leave? He answered some of our questions, but let's get into the video.
Yeah, dude, I'm so hyped. Everything is pointing in the right direction, and I'm really looking forward to it. I kind of wanted to jump back into the trade a little bit and kind of just get like an inside look on like what that's like, because obviously as fans with the outside looking in, we just kind of see, the notifications pop off and we're like, oh, we had a huge trade in the league. I think Jalen Ramsey, going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Minka, Darren Waller, like it's crazy, right? Trades are crazy. But what was like your inside perspective? Like, were you surprised when that it came across? I know San Francisco, like what's kind of like the behind the scenes feel that goes into a trade?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I'm being 100% honest with you, I wanted to trade like fairly early on, and just because of how things went in Philly, like I knew pretty early on that it wasn't a fit. But like being a signing of that magnitude, like being undrafted and going and getting that contract and being in Philly, like the expectations are at an all-time high. So I knew a trade wasn't going to happen during the season. But I had just kind of like talked to my agent about it. I was like, yeah, when it's all said and done, like I might need to step, just to be able to put myself in the best position to ball out and have a fruitful career. And there's a plethora of things that went down. I don't want to get into specifics, but
of course,
I like being in the league for five years last year. I'm going into my sixth right now, but being in the league for 5 years, I kind of knew what it felt like for me to be what's the word? To be in a good situation, and that's just what I was like, yeah, I gotta look out for myself and do what I think is best. So I mean, I kind of knew where it was headed like fairly early on into the season, but probably even training camp, if I'm being honest with you. But so when everything kind of popped off, it was just like, yeah, all right, let's get to work.
What was
Ignore the Chick-fil-A, man. It happens. Eagle I love some Chick-fil-A, but let's get back to the video.
the initial reaction that it was the 49ers? Was it excitement, relief, maybe a little bit of both? Or was it just like, let's put our hard hat on. It's time to get to work.
Like, it's nothing even to even think about. Like I just like that's me. Like it's up. Like point blank period. Like I don't have. It wasn't really like too emotional. It was just like, all right.
On. You get another call again?
Yeah, I got some business stuff going on on the second half of my day, so people were pinging my phone. But like I don't know if you were talking about something else. I could continue.
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, so like I was saying, like when I got the call, it was basically just like I knew what it was. Like it's straight to work. So
yeah, and man, again, it's a full circle moment. 49er fans, Philly fans, we got our beef. We go back, so we're excited to have you on this side and go to war for us. And again, hey, shout out to Philly, man. They just won the Super Bowl, and 100%. They went to the mountaintop, and we all know that's a very, very difficult task. So got to tip my cap to them. But at the end of the day, it's still a battle when it comes to those Philly fans.
It's all love at the end of the day. Like even though I wasn't a good fit, like I got nothing but love and respect for all the guys on that team that worked their asses off that entire year to make that happen. So
look, man, this is what I have to say about Bryce Huff. It's three important things to me played a big factor on why Bryce Huff didn't really fit in Philadelphia. Number one, the pressure. He even said it in this video or in this interview. The pressure of the contract going to Philadelphia was high. I would add another caveat to that. The other one is you're replacing Bryce Huff. You're replacing Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick just had a double-digit sack season. I know it was ugly, but it was double-digit sacks. Josh Sweat, we signed him to stay, but we thought Josh Sweat was going to be second fiddle because he didn't have a good year. Nolan Smith, we looking at him like he still got to figure it out. But you come from the Jets off of one of your better seasons, and we're like, yo, he's going to be the savior. We paid him a lot of money. He's going to do his thing in Philadelphia. And he just couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. And I said this when he went to the 49ers. He's good at playing the background and second fiddle. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Like Nick Bosa is going to be the guy there. Bryce Huff is going to be second fiddle. Even when he was with the Jets, right? You had like Quentin Williams and Mosley and Sauce Gardner. You had a lot going on. But this undrafted guy in Bryce Huff is coming up. So anything Bryce Huff did for the Jets, it was more of, wow, he did it, or he's coming up. They looked at it as, wow, we getting a lot of value out of this undrafted guy who we paying pennies on a dime to. Whereas though he comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, we paying you a lot of money, dog. You got to fit. You got to do what you got to do. Second thing, he didn't fit the scheme. He said he knew in training camp early in the season, I want out. I want out. This is just too much. Nah, the money don't work like that. You're not about to just take our money and leave. No, you got to play. You got to work. And what ended up happening is that he didn't work. He didn't work. We seen that Atlanta game. It didn't look good. He was fixing his helmet while chasing B. John Robinson. It just didn't look good. And everything he did was on a microscope, but the scheme didn't fit. He's a 4-3 guy, put my hand in the dirt, go chase the quarterback. Whereas though Fangio, he wants you standing a bit, maybe have your hands in the dirt here and there, but the scheme just didn't fit. He even said it in this video. He was not a fit. He like, congratulations to the guys that won, but I was not a fit. Third, last, but certainly not least, he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy. You know, the Eagles were winning, and there was a game. I mention this time and time again when I talk about Bryce Huff. We played the Dallas Cowboys. It was like mid-season or whatever, or like week 10-ish, and he got a sack. He got a strip sack on Cooper Rush. I think Zach Bond picked up the fumble recovery, and everybody was celebrating like, yeah, let's go, this, that, and the third. Bryce Huff just walked off like he was upset. Like he didn't celebrate. None, got his juices going. He just didn't look excited. Whereas though his personality, it seems more mellow-ish type. But at the same time, you just made a big play, dog. Go celebrate with your team. Go dance with your team. You know how the Eagles defense did every time they did something. They went to the other end zone, start dancing, and start doing their thing. Even some of the nonchalant players was doing that. Like Cooper DeJean got a laid back personality, but he was celebrating. Like it was a lot of guys celebrating. But Bryce Huff, nah, wasn't him. It just felt like a guy we signed was never just a part of the team. He just was not happy in Philadelphia. I think maybe some of us YouTubers got at him. I know I got a video of Bryce Huff like damn near cursing him out. A lot of YouTubers, Philly 500, Lord Bronson, and just the fan base in general. And all this stuff probably got to him because remember, he said early in the season he knew he wanted out. And he probably realized like, oh, shit, this pressure is real. Like they really signed me to be the guy. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And luckily, Nolan Smith stepped up. Josh Sweat, shout out to Josh Sweat, who was just in the top 100 NFL players, stepped up big time. Jalen Carter was coming along. Jordan Davis found himself towards the end of the season. You had the emergence of Merle Jomo. Jalen Hunt was a big one. So Bryce Huff didn't really feel like a loss, but money-wise, yes, because that could have went to somebody else. Maybe we could have found a way to keep Hassan Reddick if he, didn't do this, or maybe somebody that money could have just went to anybody else. We could have signed anybody else, but we signed Bryce Huff, and it just didn't work. It just did not work. That's all I got to say about Bryce Huff. But those are my 3 important things I think that didn't work out in Philly. Again, pressure, scheme, and happiness. Those are my 3 top things when you go back and look at it. But let me know in the comments what you think about this video. What was I on point as far as what my 3 things? Link in the description. You can watch the full interview. It's more about 49ers stuff. They had this little segment about the Eagles. He broke down his tape. This was a really good interview. If you're a 49ers fan, even if you're an Eagles fan, you want to, analyze it yourself to see what happened. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm out.